Welcome to another session on aviation. In this lesson, we discuss the duties and responsibilities of a ramp agent. A ramp agent is responsible for a variety of tasks related to the handling of aircraft on the ground. Upon the arrival of the flight, ramp agent will advise the touchdown and chocks on time to the concerned authority. He will ensure that flight handling staff approach the aircraft only when the anti-collision red revolving lights are turned off. The ramp agent will ensure that safety cones are placed around the engines in a diamond formation. He will ensure that the step ladder is aligned to the aircraft door with caution, and that all the locks and brakes are engaged. He shall ensure that the safety strap across the aircraft door is on, until clearance is given to the crew to disembark passengers. He will collect arrival documents from the cabin crew, and ensure if there is any special handling required. Once the stepladders are secured, he will give clearance to the cabin crew to disembark passengers. During the disembarkation process, he will ensure that the coaches are not overcrowded, to ensure passenger comfort. He will guide the remaining passengers to the next available coach, and make sure there is ample movement of coaches available. He will ensure a brief check on transit passenger movement, by checking all boarding passes, so as to ensure the passenger destination is correct, and the passenger to the next station is not disembarked at the transit station. The ramp agent will ensure that the bus doors are closed appropriately, before releasing the coaches. He will ensure the presence of adequate loaders near the aircraft, to deplane the wheelchair passengers. Wheelchair passengers should never be made to wait at the ramp side, and should be moved towards the arrivals immediately. Ramp agent will ensure that unaccompanied minors are escorted from the aircraft to the terminal by dedicated staff, with relevant documents for further handling, received from the cabin crew. In case of any special handling passengers like VIPs and chips, ramp agent shall ensure appropriate assistance is extended, including staff escort, and any additional assistance as advised by the authorities. In case of any prior information on ambulatory or med cases, like stretcher passengers, ramp agent shall ensure coordination with the airport operator, for AmbuLift or ambulance. During baggage and cargo offloading process, ramp agent will ensure simultaneous offloading from both cargo holds. In case of a transit flight, he will ensure that all precautions have been taken not to mix up baggage or cargo of different destination. He will ensure the earliest dispatch of arrival baggage to the baggage claim area, in order to avoid baggage delays at arrival. The arrival of all internal company mail, baggage and cargo, shall be reported to the respective departments. He will ensure strict monitoring of handyman, while offloading, so as to avoid any damage or pilferage, due to careless handling. All special cargo loads, like live animals and human remains, shall be dispatched at the earliest, to the cargo terminal. The ramp agent shall ensure that adequate care is taken, while handling limited release tags, and fragile baggage. The ramp agent shall coordinate boarding, once clearance is given by the cabin appearance team, engineering team, security team, cabin crew, and the captain. Ramp agent shall inform the cabin crew in advance, if there are special handling passengers like wheelchairs, unaccompanied minors, or meet and assist passengers. He shall ensure that special request passengers are boarded, before other passengers board the flight. He shall ensure adequate assistance to the wheelchair passengers, up to their seats. In case of MEDA passengers, all documentation shall be handed over to the crew, and concerned authorities. Unaccompanied minors should be escorted and handed over to cabin crew, after receiving signature of the crew on the forms. Ramp agent shall ensure that cabin baggage carried by passengers, is within the permissible limits as per airline policy. Wherever applicable, he shall ensure that all the passengers have undergone the pre-embarkation checks, by verifying the security seal on the boarding card, and the cabin baggage tags. During boarding, he shall retrieve the boarding passes from the passengers, and verify the correct flight number, date, time, and destination. He shall remove the stubs of the boarding passes, and hand over the main portion to the passenger. After all the passengers are on board, he will tally the stub count with that of the check-in counter, to confirm all the packs on board. In case of a shortage of stubs, he will request the cabin crew for a head count, to verify the exact number of passengers on board. After all the passengers have boarded, and the head count is tallied, he shall sign the aircraft loading details on the load sheet. After the load and trim sheet, and tech logs are signed, he shall make sure that the departure papers have been handed over to the crew. Further, he will coordinate to get the signature of the captain, on the aircraft release certificate. Once all the documentation is complete, he will take clearance from the cabin crew, to remove the stepladders. Before removing the stepladders, he shall make sure that the safety straps have been placed across the aircraft doors. The ramp agent shall ensure that all the equipment is moved back, out to their safety zones. After the departure of the flight, the ramp agent will pass on chocks off and airborne timings, for updates in the system. He will also ensure that all ground support equipment and vehicles are kept secured, at their designated place. That's all for now. If you wish to become a ramp agent, we wish you all the best.